Hello, folks, and welcome into NBA Now. I am Tom. That is Jimmy. NBA free agency is still technically going, but there aren't very many players left. Now, with that in mind, we're going to take a look at the top available free agents, the players who could still, in theory, help out a team. But before we get to our top 10, some other notable players out there, for the most part, the old guys.
Yeah, basically. Look, Vince Carter, I still think he's a serviceable backup for some teams, for a contender. He had some good moments for the Atlanta Hawks.
Go back to Toronto for one more year.
Yeah, go do something. We want to see Vince Carter win if you're an NBA fan. Pau Gasol, coming off an injury, he still wants to play again. Jonathan Simmons is kind of fizzling out at this point. Jamal Crawford, look, he finished the season with a 55-point game, and he can still be a good six-man. And then
But he's old.
There's one more guy on the list that I'm not going to talk about.
All right, guys, everyone do it. You're already doing it. Shout out Cortex and the Jewish Man and Tyler and Swelzy and Michael. They all had Zaza in before we even brought this up. Chris Jones did it, Connor Nee, Diego Gonzalez, Tommy H, Dennis did it. You're triggered by the phrase Zaza.
Yeah, you could say that. Not a big Zaza Pachulia
Look at all
fan.
these Zazas flowing in. I absolutely love it right now. So some more shout-outs here. Billy Jefferson, Trev Hawk Trev has it in there. Tommy H, Nathan Coyle, After High School Show has one in there as well. Dennis has it. Let's see. Connor, Rodrigo. Thank you all for typing in Zaza. I love trolling Jimmy here on the show.
Yeah, you sure do.
Now, again, there are still some players who really would have made our top 10 probably.
Yeah.
But they aren't technically free agents yet. Dwight Howard, Iguodala, J.R. Smith, Courtney Lee. Those guys will probably get bought out or waived or stretched waived. But for now, they are listed on the potential buyout side, not one of the top 10 free agents out there.
Yeah, not yet, but if they were, I mean, Dwight Howard would probably still be pretty high on this list.
He would be high.
Despite all the issues that he comes with.
It'll be different this year, I swear.
Okay. And Iguodala would also be really high up there. J.R. Smith, it would probably crack top 10. All these guys probably would, I think, at this point.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe leave Courtney Lee off that list, but might be better than our number 10 guy.
All right, so let's dive into our number 10. That is Sam Dekker. Look, it's a bad group.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
He's kind of an undersized stretch four in terms of like size and body mass there. Can play some defense, but if you're a stretch four, part of that is stretching and shooting, and that's not really an area that Dekker is great at. Just over 30% from deep last year. That doesn't fit.
No, not at all.
He's
Look,
still young, though, so it could get better.
And that's the thing. You kind of hold out hope that he does kind of improve. It kind of stinks that the two Wisconsin kids, Frank Kaminsky and Sam Dekker, just have not panned out whatsoever. They played together on that team.
Oh, who's the kid that came out this year and literally can't shoot? Big guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about because he didn't get drafted.
Shoot, I can't remember his name.
He was he was an
Embarrassing.
unsigned free agent, undrafted free agent. But
Ethan Happ.
That's it. But yeah, Sam Dekker, he just doesn't really fit today's NBA, what you need out of your forwards.
All right, folks, I will make note. Today is July 9th. Apparently, it is Cow Appreciation Day.
Heck yeah, it
So
is.
if you watch some of our live free agency during the midst of all the chaos before Kawhi signed, I don't remember who started it, but someone just threw in Cow, and then everyone was typing in Cow for that day.
It wouldn't stop.
Today is Cow Appreciation Day, so type in Cow.
We can appreciate all the cows everywhere. Go dress up like a cow, get yourself some free Chick-fil-A.
Go eat a steak.
Or do that. Yeah, maybe drink a cold glass of milk.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do to appreciate cows today, you do that.
All kinds of cows. People also throwing in moo. We appreciate it here. Let's go to number 9 then. Carmelo Anthony, Jimmy. There he is.
It pained me to put him on this top 10 list. I mean, look. This third point is the most perfect point to sum up what Carmelo Anthony is. He's inefficient, he's old, he's out of shape, and he can't play defense. That's it. I mean, he can still be a high-volume scorer on 20, 25 shots, maybe, if he can accept his role off the bench. But Melo is just, he's number 9 for a reason, and you can argue he shouldn't even be on this list, but
he should be on it.
You can argue that he shouldn't.
He's definitely one of the top 350 players in the NBA.
But
so
even though he's not in the NBA.
In theory, he is worthy of a roster spot. The problem becomes what that bullet point was.
Right.
Melo doesn't play defense. He's not a great three-point shooter anymore. There were clearly locker room issues for him with Houston. He lasted 10 games last year. Like, that's a pretty clear sign there. So people are already doing it.
Good.
Baller or scrub? Mostly ballers, but there are some scrubs.
Ooh, I've seen a lot of scrubs rolling
Yeah,
in.
ballers started, and then it all became the scrubs there.
Hey, you guys know, if you've watched Chat Sports for more than, a day, you know that I think he's absolutely a scrub, because that's what he is. So
5.0 says he can still beat both of you one-on-one. Stop being such haters.
I'm not comparing Melo to myself. There are probably 2 billion plus people in the world that are better at basketball than me. I'm comparing Carmelo Anthony to the rest of the NBA. Compared to the rest of the NBA, Melo is a scrub.
I just think you're a hater. Plain and simple.
Maybe I am. He's also a scrub.
Let's move then to number 8. Trey Lyles. The Nuggets rescinded his qualifying offer after they made their deal for Jeremy Grant. He's not a good shooter, but if you need a backup big who's kind of more of that 5'4 hybrid, I think that makes sense. So for Lyles, I don't think he's going to be a key addition here. He's not going to be a starter, and he's not going to be the guy I think that Utah never thought they were drafting, but worthwhile pickup, I think.
Yeah, I mean, when Utah did draft him, he was supposed to be kind of this stretch four. He started out that way, 38% from three in his rookie season, and then it just continued to decline. And with that decline, he got pushed out of the rotation. He's kind of soft. He's not going to be able to defend the bigger big men down low.
He regressed this past year, where he
really
was
did.
A 35% plus three-point shooter.
Yeah.
That's kind of been closer to his career averages, which is more like 33-ish, and then 25% from deep this past year ain't going to get that done.
But look, at 23 years old, I think he's worth taking a risk on, taking a flyer on him.
Let's go back-to-back Treys here. Trey Burke up next, an undersized score-first point guard, which makes sense for the bench, but with an overabundance of point guards out there already, it's kind of tricky to find a spot for Trey Burke.
Yeah, again, another guy that's still just 26. I mean, he's 26 years old. He's still super young. He came out of Michigan, was supposed to meet his potential. He never really did that. But as a backup point guard, he's pretty solid. I think if you need a guy to just come in and give you some quick buckets off the bench, that's what Trey Burke will do.
Shoots well enough as well.
He's a good enough three-point shooter, but getting into that mid-range and finishing from around there has kind of been his sweet spot. And then, defense, you can't really ask him to play defense.
It's okay, he's the bench, I guess.
Yeah, and he's not a great distributor. It's kind of like he's a point guard off the bench that needs a better distributor next to him.
A shooting guard in a point guard's body.
Exactly.
It's kind of that
Which is
type
unfortunate.
of fit there for Trey Burke. All right, folks, if you're watching right now and you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed. Get us to 130K. That's the number. We're up over 126, now approaching 127. 130 is the big next number there. So if you're watching on YouTube, the link is there, youtube.com/chatsportstv. But you're also watching on YouTube, so just hit the big red button and
pretty simple.
Just subscribe there. We appreciate it all very much. So make sure you are subscribed. Let's move then to Lance Stephenson, number 6. So the oldest 28-year-old in the NBA was the joke we made before we went live.
It feels like he's been around forever, and he's only 28. But look, he's kind of one of those, you put him out there, and he just does everything for you. He can grab a rebound. He can push in transition. He can score the ball in different ways. But he's not the Lance Stephenson from the Indiana Pacers, which was
Can still blow in people's ears, though.
That he can do. That he is very good at. He's good at being a pest, good defender. I think off the bench, he's still a good option for a team. It's just, are you willing to take the risk on him with all of his quirks and chemistry stuff?
Be a little bit of a crazy person, but he shoots good enough. He plays good enough defense, can rebound good enough and pass good enough there, but everyone knows what Lance Stephenson is. He's Lance. I don't really know what other way to describe it.
And he's fun. I think, again, this is another guy I would take a flyer on if I were a team looking for a backup 3, maybe a 2. But then he's kind of stuck in that role. He can't. I think Indiana thought he could become a point guard at some point. He did never become that. He's that 2 guard, maybe a small forward.
All right, so which would you guys rather watch, the NBA Summer League or the MLB All-Star Game? That's tonight, the All-Star Game.
It is tonight. Last night was the Home Run Derby.
Didn't watch any of it.
Guess what I watched
Not
instead?
gonna lie.
The NBA Summer League, because I enjoy the Summer League a lot, and a lot more than the MLB All-Star Game, which I forgot was even this weekend.
Maybe I'll put on the All-Star Game tonight, like on my laptop while I play video games.
Just have it in the background because it goes on for about 6.5 hours.
Yeah. Let's see. I see some MLB votes, but for the most part here, and this may surprise you, the NBA show is voting for the Summer League.
That's quite shocking.
Go figure.
Actually.
All right, keep those votes flowing. Summer League has it. Number 5, Jeremy Lin. Linsanity is dead.
Sure, but Jeremy Lin's not. Bring him back. I want him to have some kind of role on some kind of NBA team. I don't know where he's going to go.
He was better for the Hawks than he was for the Raptors because he played more.
He also played for the Hornets, which people forget he even spent time there.
Oh, that's right.
But when he was there, he actually was pretty productive. It's injuries have kind of held him back, and then playing time in Toronto is what really held him back.
Who's better, Jeremy Lin or Scary Terry?
Scary Terry is
Terry.
the better player.
Yeah.
But Jeremy Lin had the better peak.
The shooting, though.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Three-point shooting. Again, NBA teams, and me especially there, are so focused on that three-point shooting there. And Lin's definitely been a better three-point shooter at other points in his NBA career, but that drop-off this year was a pretty big red flag, plus the injury history in the past also there.
Yeah, I think the injuries is what scares teams away the most now. Because, look, once he got to Brooklyn, or New York, and he played some with Houston, he was playing really consistently, and then it just continued to trickle down and trickle down and trickle down.
The Heat would need to clear up a couple roster spots and save money. How about Lin as a fit there, as a backup point guard?
Yeah, if they don't end up landing Russell Westbrook,
or even if they do land Russ,
or maybe if they do, and they dump Goran Dragic somewhere else. Yeah. I like Lin as a backup for a team. If you keep him healthy, I think he can still provide valuable minutes.
Let's move then to number 4, Justin Holiday. He does offer some 3-and-D play.
He does. This is actually a guy that I think I'm a little higher on than you might be, Tom. I
let you put him up there high.
Yeah, I like Justin Holiday. I think he's a really good defender and a reliable scorer. He's also got long arms and he can finish around the rim, which that explained everything. It makes him sound like the best NBA player in the world. But he does have some good minutes in him. Memphis utilized him just enough, but I think a real contender could actually use him even better. I like him.
Look, the numbers are maybe a bit inflated because Memphis was not good last year,
right.
But 10 points, 4 rebounds, offers quality defense, and can shoot. I am a little surprised there hasn't been more interest around Holiday.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what it might be. Maybe Holiday thinks he's going to get a bigger contract than he is. I think he's more of a mid-level / minimum kind of guy. I think he could get more than the minimum, but I think he could at least get a mid-level in the NBA.
All right, so who would you rather sign? Type H for Holiday, L for Lin. I think originally we had Lin above it, and then we were kind of like, actually, you know what? Let's go with Holiday. So both our votes are for H.
Yeah, I'm taking Justin Holiday just for his versatility as opposed to Jeremy Lin just playing that point guard role.
Nick Tracy says H. 7 Adams says H. Billy says H. Mr. Robot says Zaza. There are some L votes flowing in, but I think the H's definitely have it here on that front. Let's move then to number 3, Kenneth Faried, who really did, Jimmy, have a major bounce back year for Houston.
Dude, Kenneth Faried, when he was in Denver, was like one of my favorite players. I mean,
yeah.
he had some monster games and monster year. I liked him a lot. He's a high-energy big, but then fell off when he went to Brooklyn because they didn't play him. They didn't want to play him, and then he got traded, and then he got bought out, and then he went to Houston. And like you said, had a good bounce-back year. He's a big part of what they tried to do in the NBA playoffs as a bench guy.
Yeah, near the end, that previous year and for a good portion before he went to Houston, I kind of thought he was done.
Yeah,
I just don't think he had it anymore. But then he went back to Houston, and only with his time in Houston, he actually averaged almost 13 points per game and 8 rebounds. So again, if you need that high-energy big, like you described, kind of that 5'4" guy, Faried makes a lot of sense there.
Yeah, and look, undersized. If
that's
he's
the
a 5'4", it's 6'8", so I think that's kind of what bounced him out because
a bench big.
Yeah, I mean, if you're undersized and you can't shoot the 3, which Faried's made 10 in his entire career, then you're not going to stick around in the league nowadays. But Faried as a backup, sign me up. I think he'd be good for a team. We'll see where he ends up.
All right, folks, we have a giveaway for you from our friends over at MyBookie. Head over to chatsports.com/NBA now. Use the promo code on your screen, ChatNBA. Once you sign up and deposit and place your first bet, go ahead and email promo@chatsports.com, and we'll hook you guys up with the free NBA jersey. Maybe you're a Lakers fan. 23 is no longer LeBron. That's now going to be number 6 there. Maybe you're looking for a Luka jersey or any of the new Clippers, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. What's your go-to new jersey right now, Jimmy, that you want, that you covet?
I've got enough of my team jerseys, so I'm going to Milwaukee Bucks. I want a Giannis jersey.
I like that.
I just want the Antetokounmpo on the back of my jerseys.
All right, folks, again, that is chatsports.com/NBA now. Promo code is ChatNBA, then email promo@chatsports.com. Move then to number 2, Kyle Korver, recently waived by the Suns. That was not a surprise. There's going to be interest in him because if you need a guy that can just shoot corner threes, Kyle Korver is your dude.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be on the open market very long because shooting is invaluable in this league, and it doesn't decline with his age. I mean, the older he gets, I mean, he's still got a great shot. Doesn't matter. If you just put him in the corner, he's going to knock down a three-pointer. He did that for Utah, got sent to Memphis, then got sent to Phoenix, then got bought out or waived, excuse me, and now we'll see where he ends up. Definitely going to end up with a contender, though.
Shout out whoever it was that asked us how many more times Korver would be traded. And we're like, no, we think he's done. He'll just get bought out. And then like 2 days later, he got traded to the Phoenix Suns there, which we were wrong. What are you going to do about that one? Where do you think Korver ends up here?
I've had him penciled in as a Lakers backup for so long now, but
they have a lot of guards, actually.
They do, and they just signed KCP back. They're kind of filling up. I like the Bucks. That's one of the teams that's actually looking at them and makes a lot of sense to me.
I kind of dig the Sixers as a fit.
Those are the three. I mean, those are the three teams, and I think he ends up with the Lakers, but I want to see him go to Milwaukee.
Let's move then to number 1. That is Kelly Oubre Jr., who I think pretty clearly is the best free agent left out there.
It's a huge drop-off after Kelly Oubre. I think this guy's going to get actually a good contract, not just a mid-level, not just a minimum kind of thing. I think he thought he was going to get more than he has on the open market, and that's why he's staying on the market right now. I don't know what he's going to fetch for the rest of free agency.
He is a restricted free agent. Here's the problem for Oubre. There's nobody else out there with money right now. Dallas.
Dallas is it.
It's kind of like it.
And I think Dallas would like a player like Oubre, but he doesn't really fit Rick Carlisle's style. Whether it's his attitude and just the fact that he can't really shoot all that well. I mean, 32% from 3 is respectable, but it's not
That's
good.
what holds him back, though, from being a true full-on 3-and-D player. But 15 points per game. Played well for the Suns. The Suns' offseason maneuvering, I think, has been to sign Ricky Rubio and maintain the cap hold for Oubre so they can go over the cap to re-sign him or match any offer sheet that he ends up getting out there. And if that's the case, I think that makes sense for Phoenix in the end. I think Oubre ends up back there. But I think it might be just at the qualifying offer. And he says, you know what, next year it's a bad free agency class. Let's try again as a true unrestricted.
I think you might be onto something there. I like that.
All right, so we had Oubre at number 1, but folks, let us know in the comment section, who do you think is the best unsigned free agent? Let us know. If it's not Oubre, is it Korver for you then? That's who we had it too. But
that's who I'd have it too, but I don't know how long he stays there because there's other guys that are about to get bought out that I think take over that number 2 spot.
If you include buyout guys, who is it for you? Iggy?
I'm going to say Dwight Howard.
Okay, hear it there from Jimmy, folks. Let us know what you guys think in the comments section.